There's big news and it has to do with Walmart bikes. This channel is primarily focused on affordable cycling, and most of that involves or is centered around bikes from Walmart or Walmart.com. And looking at the website, you can see all the bikes you usually see at the store, plus a few others, some that cost a bit more. But there are more expensive bikes on their website, and some of these push upwards of $4,000, but these aren't from Walmart. These are from marketplace sellers. However, you can apply a filter on Walmart.com and see Walmart-specific bikes and those a bit more bikes I was talking about a second ago. Like this Mongoose that's more expensive than anything you'd normally see on the store shelves. So not so affordable by your typical Walmart bike standards, but still not too expensive, at least when you start thinking about how much bikes can cost. And I've been saying for quite some time that if there's one company that could shake up the cycling world, it's Walmart. On this channel, you've seen quite a few bikes purchased at Walmart and then upgraded over time into what I feel are decent and fun bikes. And I've also questioned why Walmart, with all their buying power, can't or won't do something similar to some of my builds, but at a fraction of the cost. And I say that because I've always had this feeling like I'm just touching the tip of the iceberg and that it's just a matter of time. And I'd love to claim that that feeling was a bit prophetic, and I may have been onto something, albeit on a different side of the price spectrum. Because yesterday I was on pinkbike.com and my eyes got a bit wider when I saw their lead story. Walmart launches high-end Viathon brand bike. I think I'm saying that properly. I know a lot of you saw it too because you sent me messages making sure I had seen it, and I really appreciate that. I'm going to put a link down in the description to this story, but here's the gist of it, at least as I understand it. Pinkbike was sent info on the new Viathon brand, and in their research they noticed that the brand was registered to Walmart. Now these aren't bikes I expect we'll ever see on Walmart shelves. Instead, these are customer direct order bikes via the internet. And these bikes aren't cheap. They're high-end mountain bikes, $6,000. And these aren't the bike-shaped objects that Walmart usually gets criticized for. These look nice, with nice components. I mean, look at that gold trim. If you don't have $6,000, don't worry, this is Walmart. They also have a low-end model, and it'll only set you back $2,400. And it too looks nice, and I even see some familiar brands like RockShox. So these Viathon bikes, even on the low end of the scale, these look like real mountain bikes for seasoned riders. Now they make other bikes, but they all have drop bars, so it's the mountain bikes that I'm going to pay attention to. Now here's the thing, I've had a lot of people contact me and say, look at these new bikes that are going to be sold at Walmart. Let me say that if these even show up at Walmart, it won't be on the store shelves, it'll be on the Walmart website, and even then I would expect it to only be maybe a marketplace item. But it is a step closer to my dream, which is the day I can walk into my local Walmart store and buy a bike like the Carbon X, but a Carbon X that's equipped more like Project X. And that's my dream, an affordable bike purchased directly from Walmart that's actually usable on a mountain bike trail. Viathon is not that, though they are really nice and I do want one, and Walmart, if you're watching this, you should send one so I could give it a go. So aside from how this may or may not affect us here at KevCentral, what does this mean for bigger bike brands or the bike industry as a whole? Because if I were an executive at one of the bigger brands, I don't know that I would be worried just yet, but I would definitely be paying attention and possibly shifting in my seat. These aren't the only brands I'm talking about, this is just a sample. I mean, there are dozens and dozens, even some direct sell brands that sell via the internet. Take Diamondback for example, they're now a direct-to-consumer brand via the internet because they recently left retail. Now Diamondback makes really good bikes, but recently they've been pushing their up-tier bikes, and that's where they're going to be competing with Viathon in the future. And remember, Viathon, Walmart, that's deep pockets. And Diamondback, that's Excel North America, and you can search on the internet and see how well they are or aren't doing. So bike brands, there may be some cause for concern, but what about local bike shops? Let me say that as much fun as I've had and continue to have on my Walmart sourced bikes, I still support my local bike shop. And my biggest cycling investment is from a bike shop. You know, last year I read an article and it said that all brands would eventually become direct-to-consumer brands, so local bike shops would lose their exclusive access. And I didn't give it much thought at the time, but now seeing that Walmart is getting into this direct-to-consumer thing with higher-end bikes, I'm starting to wonder. Now that's not to say that the local bike shop is going away, just per the article that it's going to have to adapt. And you know, now I wonder, Walmart getting into this space, that could change how we buy bikes in the future, so we'll just have to wait and see. So that's some of my first impressions on the big news. I'm going to put a link down in the description to the article on Pinkbike so you can read it yourself if you'd like, and I'll also put a link to the Viathon Bicycles website so you can look at the bikes yourself. So what do you think about all this? Now that Walmart's getting into some higher tier bikes, is this a good or a bad thing? And also, how do you think this is going to affect the other bike brands and even local bike shops? Comment below, I want to know what you think about this. And also be sure you're subscribed and that you have the notification bell active so you don't miss any upcoming bike reviews or any more news like this. Thanks for watching and have a great day.